What's up, everybody? My name is Joe Marco. I am a solutions engineer here at Alteryx, and my data and analytics journey, it actually started well over a decade ago now, which is crazy to think about. Maybe very similar to many of you. I had data that was scattered. I was looking for a better way to automate a lot of my day-to-day, get out of the mundane work, and looking for scaling. And Alteryx, for me, was a true differentiator in my career. Now, if you've heard of Alteryx, you may still bucket it or think of it as a traditional on-prem ETL tool. If you've never heard of Alteryx, maybe you're wondering what's the skepticism here around another technology company talking about AI and how AI fits into the journey. But what I really want to share, I wanted to demo and show how our platform has evolved over the years into a very open, enterprise-grade platform that we call Alteryx One. Now, what is Alteryx One? The million-dollar question, something I talk to customers about each and every day. When you look at everything listed on this Alteryx One slide, the most important thing to know is that if you're familiar with Alteryx, core capabilities, core modules like Alteryx Designer and Alteryx Server, they're central to the platform. They haven't gone anywhere. The platform simply has evolved. Alteryx One brings those capabilities that we traditionally started, it's where I started years ago, into a wider ecosystem of options. If you've used us for years, it's the same powerful experience with many new features. If you're brand new to Alteryx, it's a complete platform ready and out of the box for you to go from preparation of data, which is important, to a much broader set of capabilities. We act as a trusted business logic layer. We fit right alongside whatever cloud data platform your company prefers. And we're completely agnostic to a lot of the AI investments and AI vendors in the space. That means your actual business rules stay safely organized and protected within the platform, no matter what other technologies you may want to leverage or plug into. But if it sounds too good to be true and the slide looks great, but what does it actually look like, Joe? Well, let's take a look together and do a live end-to-end build of an agent within Alteryx. Here's something that gets lost in a lot of the AI hype today. You are the expert. You know your domain, you know your business rules, and you know the exact operational logic your use cases and your company rely on each and every day. You shouldn't have to become a software engineer or memorize 20 different technical platforms just to build an automation, just to build an agent, just to bring these things together. Your domain expertise, Alteryx One handles the heavy lifting. Now, if we watch this together, let's say I have this hypothetical scenario. I need to pull text from a folder of messy, unstructured PDF invoices and shipping manifests, prepare it, run it through some of my internal large language models to flag operational compliance risks. I'm not coding that, or maybe I just prefer not to. I'm going to go straight to Ask Alteryx, type that exact use case in plain English, and as I hit enter, I sometimes at this point like to put my hands up as Alteryx will at least translate my use case. It'll translate my prompt. It automatically from Alteryx One and the Alteryx One app opens Designer. It drops tools to the canvas. It's building me that baseline workflow instantly. And all I brought was me, my expertise, my idea, my use case. With a quick personal preference of just cleaning up on the layout and the formatting in our workflow, I've got the foundation of my use case ready to go. Now, why build this visually on a canvas instead of maybe coding, or these days vibe coding, something into Python or hiding it within a code-based black box script? Well, because of a concept and a framework we refer to as VURA. This is visible, understandable, repeatable, and auditable. The workflow logic, the workflow itself, becomes a living dynamic asset that you, as the expert, own. You know exactly what changes happen to your data because you built them. You know every step of the way before it feeds these downstream platforms, these downstream AI systems and agents. And if an auditor or an executive asks how a specific model or agent reached a conclusion, you don't have to decipher through hundreds of lines of code or change them over time. You open this canvas, you defend your logic, you prove every single transformation. It's vastly easier to manage, maintain, and scale as part of a broader enterprise strategy. With our logic executed, we don't just leave this as raw rows and columns that have now been transformed. Remember earlier when I said Alteryx One is more than just Designer and Server? We're going to step out of Designer into the larger Alteryx One platform into Auto Insights. Without me spending hours building from scratch a specific dashboard or report, the platform can automatically generate me visual trend analysis in plain language. It can highlight summaries. It can let me know where maybe risks or changes or trends and anomalies might be occurring. But if we show the real capstone of this entire video, the entire concept, we want to turn this into a live interactive agent, something I can conversate with, something that can guide me. So I navigate, again, within the Alteryx One platform into our Agent Studio. This is where we take our governed, VURA-backed workflow and construct an agent. In this case, I will give my agent a title. I will give it a bit of a description. And if you're familiar with building custom GPTs and conversational agents against data sets, we're anchoring this directly on that auditable, VURA-based business logic, our workflow. And the data set that we're using in this agent is the trusted output of that workflow. So just as an example, maybe I type something in, question like, show me sales trends, show me something that I don't know about this data. Maybe something, again, in this hypothetical average Joe's company that could be important. What changed last month? If we look at these responses, the agent queries the underlying workflow and logic and data set. Behind the scenes, it's executing against those business rules. It's verifying what it understands as the compliant answers, the right information back into the chat. It's no longer just a static workflow. It's an active conversational asset that, again, I know and can trust that AI is not hallucinating. It's acting on trusted data that I myself created and provided. And now, potentially, maybe something else you didn't know Alteryx could do. Now that we have some of these language summaries and my initial foundational agent created, did you know that we can also expose and make these workflows accessible through our MCP server? That's right, Alteryx has an MCP server. So I'm going to jump into my preferred, for now, ChatGPT instance, and I'm actually going to connect or be connected to my Alteryx MCP server. So this allows me to query against the Alteryx MCP server that behind the scenes can find the workflows of relevancy for me. It can trigger the workflow to run, and it can stream verified compliant answers directly into my chat window. And in this example, it's ChatGPT, but it could be Claude, it could be Antigravity. Again, the idea that MCP server strategy is part of and can be within the Alteryx One platform and domain, which unlocks a whole new world of opportunity when it comes to leveraging Alteryx and workflows as trusted business logic assets across a much broader enterprise technology ecosystem. Now, another common question, what if your company has a specific architectural guideline around already building inside approved AI environments or capabilities you may have today, like Claude, Codex, Antigravity? Well, again, I'm extremely excited to note as of this week, we've actually officially launched our open source Alteryx Skills directly in our public GitHub repositories. So what does this mean? It means you can actually take those Alteryx skills, plug them into tools like Claude or Codex or Antigravity, and start leveraging those AI platforms to help you build foundational workflows. The workflows that natively are used within your dev tools today, your company already uses, it's an extension and entering a world where you have a new entry point. So whether you build within Alteryx One and Ask Alteryx, whether you trigger through an MCP server, or maybe now you look at opportunity to extend through some of this GitHub skill strategy, your domain expertise, your logic, your backed experience stays governed, trusted, and most importantly, you have flexibility of choice and where your entry point is. So as a longtime vet of using Alteryx myself, I can honestly say this is some of the most exciting things that I've seen happen within the Alteryx platform over the years that I've used it. I'd encourage you, if any of this sounds of interest to you, reach out to your account teams, let us know what questions you have, and there's a lot more that we are working through. So I'm excited to share this Hope it was helpful. And if you have any questions, please let me know.